When I first moved here, it was like a bomb had gone off in this back garden. Clay soil, broken walls, no drainage, just absolute chaos. But today, it's my favorite spot in the house. Let me show you how I transformed it. And if you're thinking about creating your dream garden here in Portugal, there are some lessons that you need to hear. So the major works to the back garden had to be started after the main house was done or very nearly finished. We used this area to mix up the concrete, the cement, angle grinding, tiling, so we didn't want to do any finished area out here. So once the inside concrete was done, we decided that we had to concrete an area outside where we could work cleanly, where we could access the street outside and access the inside of the house without bringing in clay into the house. So let's talk about the soil and the drainage in my back garden. We had all sorts of issues when we first came here. This is on heavy clay soil. When we were doing the works, it was quite heavy rain. So it just ended up like we were walking around in clogs all day with 3 inches thick of clay on the bottom of our shoes. So we had to sort out the drainage issues. Now, obviously our house is over here, and when we have the water coming down, we do not want it going towards our house. So when we laid the concrete floor here, it runs on a fall away from the house, approximately about 1 centimetre in a metre, which is actually quite a big fall for an outside patio area, but we didn't want to take any risks. So the water, we angled this whole area down, and instead of angling it all into a square drain, we kept it straight, coming away from the house and running down into a channel that is run level along this area. It means laying the tiles is so much easier because we're on a flat ground all the way through, rather than having to take it in to a small box drain. With your rainwater that is coming inside your house, most people just put a pipe out onto the street. This is what the majority of houses do. This is what we did. So the drainage on the patio, sorted. Let's talk about the garden now. Now we had to raise this bed up a little bit, basically because of footings to the other houses. We didn't want to keep digging down. And also it adds a bit of a feature for a step up into this area. Now we also have this same problem in the garden with heavy clay soil. So we mixed in a lot of stone and sand into the material there, into the clay. We also added an ag pipe, which is a round flexible pipe with perforations in it. We ran this through the garden here and also joined it up to the pipe that goes outside. The reason why we've done this, if we didn't, this clay underneath our soil will just hold the water, and come the winter and the rainy season, it's just going to be a big puddle underneath there. And I'll tell you one thing, that's our olive tree dead. Outdoor shower for us is an absolute must. We live so close to the beach and we are down there so much. Whenever we come home, we need to wash off the sand before we go in the house. We've done the drainage very much the same as the main area here. We've got it running down, easy to tile into that same channel drain. Also in this area is a box area. This is where all our wastewater goes from the house before it goes out into the main system. So when you come to Portugal and maybe you buy one of these older houses, you will very quickly see most houses in Portugal aren't square, aren't even at all. So because of these strange angles on pretty much all these older houses, there is no easy fix that you can buy off the shelf. Most things have to be custom made to allow for all these acute, nasty angles. So when it came to deciding for a gate to be fitted out onto the street, we looked around. There were metal gates, there were plastic gates, all not very nice looking gates. We decided to make our own gate, fit it to the size that we need and design it how we want it. So the brace and ledge door that I designed and made, very basic construction. It was all made out of tongue and groove treated wood from my local lumber yard. It's pine. The way brace and ledge doors work are, we have the ledges here, here and here, and they hold the door from stop opening out. The braces, this one and this one, are to stop the door from dropping away and hitting down here on the floor. So let's talk about the pergola I built on the back of my house. The reason why we built it, two things. Number one, we wanted some shaded area so we can come outside and eat with the family without the sun blasting down on us. Number two reason is protection from the wind and the rain. Now, when the rain's coming down hard and the wind is blowing hard, that rain hits our door, goes down, hits the sill, and because the wind is so powerful, it is driving it over our sill. Because generally in Portugal, the standard door opens in, not out. I know. So what happens is this rain comes in, gets driven over by the wind, and we get a puddle inside our house. Okay, so let's talk about these strange, weird shapes on Portuguese houses. Now this house, with this pergola, the measurements that are taken here, I have less than 2 meters on this side. I have 3 meters on this side. At the back of the pergola, I have 5 meters. At the front of the pergola, I have 6 meters. Wow, this is some serious head scratching when it comes to designing how you build this. So where do we start with constructing a pergola like this? Well, number one, we decide where our front beam is going. Once you decide that, things become a bit more simple. When you lay out your roof sheets, they have to run at 90 degrees to your beam here. The same with your rafters, 90 degrees to your front beam. Ignore what's happening at the back for now. That can be dealt with later. The positioning of the rafters. Now I spaced these rafters at 52 centimeters centers. That means the center of one beam to the center of the next beam. And the reason I use 52 centimeters or 520 millimeters is because the battens that go on top are 2.6 meters long. It ends up a perfect spacing at 520 millimeters. No cutting your battens. So most of the rafters, it isn't too much of a problem. You're just running them at 90 degrees off your front beam. The difficult part comes when you get to your two end rafters. Now I position these on the same angle as the wall, but then what you end up with the 52 centimeter spacing, you'll have one on the end with a horrible cut, a compound mitre to put it into your end rafter. You want to renovate in Portugal these older houses, get ready for these awkward shapes and funny cuts. So now we're into the aesthetics of this outdoor area. We wanted to give it a Portuguese feel. These rustic stone are absolutely perfect for that. I rendered the walls first, and then these were glued on with an external tile glue. They look brilliant, a little bit labor intensive, but it really gives that Portuguese feel. Now it's my favorite spot. I can sit out here with a cup of tea or coffee in the morning or a beer in the evening, enjoying what I've built. If you enjoyed this one, hit like and subscribe. There's plenty more builds and tips on the way.